So from here, I'm just going to show you a few basic ankle mobility exercises. So foam rolling will often kind of at least temporarily increase that range of motion, but then you want to kind of do some dynamic movement to help reinforce it. So you're going to come to standing for this one. And then once you're standing, you're just going to check that your feet are mostly parallel. For a lot of us, we sort of fake ankle mobility by pulling our heels way in, and you'll feel like you get further down, but you're not actually creating that true dorsiflexion or bend in the ankle. So feet mostly parallel to the point of comfort. Again, you still want your knees to be on straight, so you don't want to be pigeon-toed. Nice, easy stance. Hands can be by your sides or on hips. And all you're going to do is keeping your spine fairly upright. You're just going to do a little baby bend of your knees. At a certain point, you'll feel like your heels want to pop off the ground. That's where you'll stop, and then you'll just stand. So just little knee bends, kind of bending down and stretching tall. Now, as I do these, I'm checking that my knees are not diving in. And likewise, I'm checking that my feet are not falling outward. So you're just thinking knee right over the second toe. And my spine is staying pretty upright. So if you need a side view of this, it's pretty simple. Just a little baby bend and stretch. Keeping the ribs nice and heavy, the spine nice and long. Hips do sit a little bit back as the knees go forward to avoid jamming or compressing down through the front of the knee. And you could do like 10 or 12 of those. So the final thing I'm going to show you here is just heel raises, which you might wonder what that has to do with ankle mobility. But again, a lot of us tend to be a little stiff through the ankle, but also a little bit weak in the muscles that help track our ankle when we move, which can often manifest as stiffness. So you don't necessarily need a chair. You could use a wall, or you could do it if you've got really good balance without any assistance. But most of us, to really get the direction we want our ankles to move, we're going to need a little bit of a balance assist to really focus on where our feet are. So hands could go on a chair or on the wall. Again, you're going to find your fairly parallel feet. If they have a hint of a turnout, that's okay too. Nice heavy ribs. And then all you're going to do is just start to bring your weight into your toes to lift your heels. And as I do this, I'm thinking about bringing the inside of my ankle forward so my weight lands right over the second toe, and then lowering down. Now, this sounds deceptively simple, but here's a couple things that you want to focus on. For a lot of us, when we lift the heels, I'm going to do a slightly ugly one, we sort of almost let the thighs go forward and almost drive the pelvis under. And again, when you do that, it's not usually going to feel great in your low back. It's also going to bypass the muscles in the calf that you're trying to work. So again, you're almost going to think thigh bones, back ribs heavy, and sort of like a little elevator, you just go straight up, weight into the second and big toe, and straight down. Good. And then again, if you just need a front visual, so hopefully when you lift, weight goes right into that first and second toe. So your feet stay on straight. What you're trying to minimize doing is lifting the heels out to the sides or sickling the foot. And if you really can't find it, you can always put a little ball or even like a rolled up towel just above the ankles. So again, you're trying to only go as high as you can, tracking the ankles forward, not out.